Our next speaker, get down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Wang, a spooky road, Wang.
There are many country roads in Riverside County, and for many healthcare employees commuting between Loma Linda and Moreno Valley, they all know a road that is called the Red Canyon Road. Well, Red Canyon Road is a typical canyon road. It's full of sharp turns, blunt curves, cliffs, and guess what? A lot of wild donkeys, right? They call them the burros in Spanish. And these burros are protected by law. As many hospital employees living in Moreno Valley, they use that road as a shortcut to Loma Linda for work. So the road is so busy. The rate of car accidents is very high. It's reported that over the years, many people, and of course, the burros were killed on that road. So truly, it has won the name of a spooky road. Good afternoon. So now you must be wondering, why the heck do I know this road? That is because in 2019, for almost a year, I drove on this road in the dark. In that year, I joined a Toastmasters club that is called Dumbusters. Anybody heard of Dumbusters? You must. This club is known of its unique meeting time. They meet at 6:50 a.m. every Friday morning. Yes, you heard me right. 6:50 a.m. But not only that, when I joined that club, they had another tradition. They would assign the new members to pick up their club honored member. Guess who that was? Jimmy Ford. Anybody heard about Jimmy Ford? Jimmy was truly a District 12 legend. He was the club member for 50 years, more than 50 years. And when I met him, Jimmy was late 80s, half blind, and struggling with Alzheimer's disease. Jimmy lived in Grand Terrace, right at the start of the Red Canyon Road. So every Friday morning, about 5 a.m., I pick up Jimmy. I drove us through the Canyon Road to our meeting place. Now you can picture this. The winding road, total darkness, steep cliffs, and headlights hitting us from the opposite lane. My eyes locked on the road all the time. I was so nervous. Any shadow could knock my heart out of my chest right away. And normally at this moment, Jimmy would break the silence. Spoken, huh? Then suddenly he was like, burros! He wanted to remind me the wild donkeys. I just freaked out. That 15 minutes on the Canyon Road felt like forever. At that moment, I just joined the Toastmasters. My fear of public speaking or everything still fresh. But in that morning, my fear was doubled by the dark road and the meeting ahead of me. But I think I was lucky. Because I got Jimmy. He sat next to me, kept talking about the Toastmasters in the 1970s, about how he lost her eye right on the same road while driving to the club meeting. So later on, after the meeting, some other fellow members would offer to drive Jimmy home. So I didn't have to do it. The in-person meeting went on for about a year. Then the pandemic hit, and Jimmy stopped attending. The next time I heard about Jimmy, already a few years later, the news was Jimmy had passed away. So turns out, although I drove on Red Canyon Road for almost a year, but never once did I drive in the broad daylight. Interesting, huh? But that was until one day in 2023. I was driving back home from Redlands, and Google Maps sent me to a detour. Suddenly, the road felt so familiar. Guess what I see? Guess what I see? Burrows everywhere. And then you know how I felt? The first time I drove in the daylight, I was terrified because I saw everything so clearly. The narrow road, steep cliffs, the crazy, crazy drivers. That road is famous of crazy drivers and the burrows everywhere. Then suddenly, I really miss Jimmy, you know. I miss the mornings when he sat next to me, kept talking. I remember one of the mornings, I asked him, "Hey Jimmy, how come you drove on this road for 50 years? And he said, simple, you just keep going. Now you feel this road too long. But guess what? 50 years feels too short for me. So you must keep going." You know, at that moment, I didn't know what to say to Jim, but I think now I know it. I want to tell him this. Hey Jimmy, now I know it. Fears don't live on the road, even it's a spooky road. They live here in your heart. So when you face your fears, and you keep going, and if you are lucky, you got someone like Jimmy sitting next to you, then what scares you is just a shadow. Listen to Toastmasters.